Patrol, covering the classrooms in your community.
If you have a high school senior at your house, no doubt you feel like this year is flying by, and it kind of is. This is Madison Ralston. She's with the CHI Memorial Foundation. So she's talking to anybody out there who right now has a parent who has either gone through or is currently undergoing breast cancer treatment. It's time for your scholarship application.
It is. So we have an open process. It's all online, and invite any student, so they could be a high school senior going to college for the first time or in college right now, to submit their application. It's an essay-based, and of course you provide transcripts, parent's diagnosis as well, or primary caregiver. So if you're in the care of a grandparent, maybe who is diagnosed, then you would be eligible as well. So
you must, so when, in the application process, is there an opportunity for the student to write about what this has done in their life?
Absolutely, and that's what our reviewers are really looking at, is the impact that this scholarship could have on you continuing your education, that the change that you saw from the care provided during the breast cancer treatment, or the challenges maybe that you encountered as a family.
Right.
And just how you can move forward from this and grow.
And it's so impactful what the diagnosis of breast cancer, we'll use that one specifically, but any cancer, does to a child, because they have their own stages of coming to terms with it. And if your mom or your caregiver has successfully battled it, that doesn't mean that the impact on you has diminished.
Absolutely, and I think it's really important that we recognize that it may be that individual who's going through treatment, but it's that whole family who's had their schedule upended. Maybe they've had loss of job, loss of benefits. Other parents are having to work 2 jobs to make up for that.
Right.
You know, holidays are not looking the same. Vacations, time committed to them for school activities are not the same. And so if there's the opportunity to help recognize that whole family support and energy that it took for that treatment, then we're happy to help.
I mentioned the high school senior, so I'll focus on that. But then again, if you're already in college, this is still available to you. So for those students too, time is a precious commodity. It's hard to find time sometimes to sit down and get all those scholarship applications in. You can stop and start this one, right?
You can. It's fully online. You can go in, get started, look at what you need to pull together, come back, resubmit, and you have a really big window to take care of it. So
when is the deadline?
The deadline is the 3rd week of February, February 21st.
Oh, so you're just letting people know now. And that way, but it doesn't matter, does it, Madison, whether you get yours in early or?
No, we will not review anything until after the deadline closes.
If you are siblings, if in a family, can they all apply?
Absolutely. So absolutely, and we've had sisters, brothers, siblings apply at the same time, and you know, subsequently one comes up through college, and then the next as well.
It does. The scholarship reward kind of varies, and some of that variation is also dependent on the fund. So if people are watching this morning and maybe they are in a position to want to help donate to this cause, can they do that?
Absolutely. The CHI Memorial Foundation, we take donations that are earmarked specifically for the scholarship fund, and that could be any amount. And if you are interested in talking to us about making that gift, or saying I would like to fund a scholarship in its entirety, we would love to talk to you.
How long has this been going on, the scholarship? Do you know?
A long time. 20 years. So we're closing in on 20 years of the breast center being open, and the scholarship fund was started not long after that.
Well, I asked you that for a reason, because that's kind of where I thought the math was going to go to. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that it is 20 years to make it simple. The results in treatment in those 20 years, if you were to go back to those early applications, probably a lot of those kids weren't having great outcomes with that diagnosis.
Correct.
Today it's very different.
You know, breast cancer is so treatable, and you know, the outcomes are so much greater, like you said, if you're able to have that diagnosis early and have that treatment. And we have some of the best staff in the region, best surgeons, nurses, who are there to take care of not only our patient, but our entire families.
The team support that is there for the women going through the treatment, and they just envelop, you're right, the family in. And because it is a big burden for a mom to know how to comfort her kids,
Yeah.
and for the kids to be able to accept the comfort offered. So, okay, February 21st
Yep.
is the deadline. Do they need teacher recommendations?
We do need a letter of recommendation. Doesn't necessarily have to be an academic teacher. It could be a coach. It could be an extracurricular, a church leader, just someone who has experience with you and your personality and your efforts and what you're doing, in your world, whatever that may look like.
Well, they are here to help, and here's how you can access it. Go to Mary Ellen Locher Scholarship Fund.grantplatform.com.
Correct.
If you forget that, if you probably Google CHI Memorial
Yeah, if
Foundation,
you Google the CHI Memorial Foundation and then Google scholarships, and it'll take you right
and
there.
there you'll find it. But
Yep.
you can also give them a call, 495-4438. So great to have you here, Madison.
Thank you, Julie.
I'm C-Mark.
I'm John Mark.
John Mark and I would like to welcome all the out-of-state billboard lawyers to Chattanooga.
Now, there's a few things we'd like to share with you.
First off, Chick-fil-A is thought